Amani National Congress party leader Musalia Mudavadi is currently having a press conference at his Lavington office. Let's now cross over and listen into what he has to say.
It speaks of an edifice that will not blink even as it milks Kenyans dry. More disturbing is the fact that the state is looking for funds to pay for money that its agents have stolen with impunity. We have seen government officials, cohorts ferry away upwards of 10 billion from NYS. At the very best, the state has treated the country to the drama of deliberately shoddy investigations that have inevitably led to the exoneration or acquittal of the thieves. We have steadily become a country where stealing public resources is a professional career. And one of the rewards of being in government and now comes a grossly punitive bill in aid of a government that is hard of hearing. The Income Tax Bill 2018 is the goose that trampled on the golden egg that never laid. Given the foregoing background, Parliament must not abdicate its responsibility to reject the bill. Turning more squarely to this bill, the proposed increases across the board will lead to many hardships in investment. These, in turn, will impact adversely on the projected growth of the economy as a whole. Particularly violent is the proposed increase of capital gains tax from the current 5% to 20% on transfer of property. Let me repeat that. Particularly violent is the proposed increase of capital gains tax from the current 5% to 20% on transfer of property. This is a drastic attack on Kenyans. It also runs in the face of President Uhuru's much-touted Big Four agenda. It is obvious the Treasury has not thought about the implications of imposing such a huge tax on property for the Big Four. That is what happens when accountants and not economists are in charge of the National Treasury. Their focus is wrongly on collecting more money from Kenyans instead of growing the economy. This thoughtless taxation is set to automatically increase the prices of assets being transferred. This will especially affect land and buildings, which will become unaffordable to many. President Uhuru ought to be advised that he is shooting himself in the foot, as he said that housing is one of his focal points in his Big Four agenda. He cannot talk of things like affordable housing while those imposing an improbable 20% tax on potential sellers and buyers of land and buildings. Only the opposite will happen. Potential investors will turn their backs to land and housing. The outcomes of this proposed bad law are so predictable, and we must wonder why the owners cannot see them. The increase in the tax will discourage those who may have wanted to sell land or property. They will alternatively seek to avoid tax because not even the taxman can clearly say that they know how to actually determine the gain or profit on transfer of properties. This will also open up to tax manipulation by the corrupt, especially those tasked with collecting that tax. In urban areas?
ANC party leader Musalia Mudavadi there addressing the media. Some of the issues that he is focusing on are, of course, poor priorities in the national treasury, capital gains tax, expanded income tax, unrealistic borrowing amidst the meltdown of the economy. We'll be covering that for you, and we'll be bringing you more details in our subsequent bulletins. But now KTN News, this takes a short break. But when we come back, we will be telling you about the water levels at Masinga Dam. Don't go too far.